Yeah, so on this on gold, it looks like there's going to be clean sells underneath this previous 4-hour wick, and it's going to be back down to like 1722 pretty much. After that, there's some nice clean range back down to like 1718. But one thing I really don't like doing anymore is after the market already made a nice impulse move to like the downside or the upside, I really don't like to play the buy side of things or the opposite side of where it just came from. So buys above 1730, 78. I'm gonna be picky about that. Those those rallies that go against where it just came from, some most of the time they're pretty short lived. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how things set up when we get there. But it looks like on the 4-hour, there's going to be clean range to the upside to like 1733.40. So that would be an interesting place to, we can look and see what's happening when we get more into New York session, because the sell side, just with the market already selling off, that looks more attractive to me. Nice clean range over here as well. We'll see though. There is the potential over here. So just got to be patient and see. And with the pound, same thing. I'm really only interested in these buys. I'm not interested in or the sells. I'm not interested in the buys. You could see once price breaks this this 4-hour wick here, there's a nice 4-hour wick fill. So that's going to be a decent range, like 15 pips. Breaks that, then it could have had a little bit lower. So just really got to wait and see. Can't rush into anything. Just like last time, stalk everything till I'll give till. So I come in with the New York volume. I know 7 o'clock is a good time to trade, and then 8:30 my time is also another good volume time. So and then after 9 a.m. I'm just done. I don't trade anymore. And if nothing sets up by then, that's fine. I don't take a trade. Bitcoin really took off again last night. 63,000. New record high. Yeah, it's not ready to come down yet. Still bullish on it. I don't ever trade it though. Like Bitcoin, S&P, I don't trade. I just look at it just to see what's going on, like with the stock market. I just follow Bitcoin, just see what's going on with it. The DXY is in the dollar. I don't trade it. I just watch it. Um, I keep an eye on it as well. And then US oil, like I just watch the oil prices too. I don't trade it. I just trade and silver as well. I just watch the price on it. I don't actually trade it. The spread actually isn't very nice on there. So just really gold and the pound that I've been on the last few months. But we'll have to be patient here today. I mean, this GJ would have a pretty decent way to come down still. It's a 40 pip move to the downside. And I'm not interested in the buys again, because after the market moves one direction and then we start to break out like in an interesting place, it normally just spikes through and closes back into that range. So I'm not interested in the buys on GJ at all. The sell back down to these 1-hour wicks makes sense. Gold as well, really the sell side makes sense here. So we'll see. I'm going to be picky about buying this if it breaks up today. Maybe if this 15-minute candle will close in 1 minute. So we'll have to see here. Man, I was reading something on the internet last night. Some people, they love to talk. It's unbelievable. Could never imagine putting so much into worrying about someone else. There's no way I could ever do it. The internet's a crazy place today. See, this is what's interesting about gold today, though, is like we built up this lower time frame support here on gold. So what happened here was price, it couldn't sell off during London. Um, and then it built a support late London. Now pre-New York, we're building a support. We already closed once pretty hard up into this resistance here. So maybe if this 15-minute will break these highs, gold might be an interesting one to trade to the upside. But again, after price has already made a big move to the downside for the last few days, few weeks or whatever, it's pretty, it's just never my favorite thing to trade. So we'll see. It looks like if we break this wick high, there's going to be a nice level to run up to like 1732.13. So we're going to see. I might take a smaller position than normal if this breaks up, just to be safe. But GJ, I don't like the buys at all. So yeah, gold seems like gold might be it today. If GJ will break back down and have some candles that close back towards this support here, the sells would be good. You know, these sells would be good back down to this 1 hour wicks, but gold buys might be it today. So we'll have to just be patient here, right? So if a trade doesn't come by 9 a.m. my time, just don't trade it. It's just it. We'll be done for the day. I typically will stalk like something and take 1 to 2 trades. And then if I lose, I still only take 1 to 2 trades. But we had some the earlier in the week, the volume is a little more tricky early in the week. So, last week we traded late week, I think Thursday and Friday, and both were pretty good days, honestly. We had some pretty nice trades last week, and I mean, it was all live. It was all free. There's no scam. There's none of this other nonsense that some of these people talk about on the internet. Stupid. I don't know how we could scam someone for free. It's crazy. So it looks like gold is breaking up pretty early in the session, and on the 1 hour candle, we already pulled down and made a bottom wick. So if this candle starts to break out, it's going to be creating its top wick. And what I mean by that is, you see every other candle on this chart has bottom wicks and top wicks, right? So I like to see timings of things like this. On the New York Open, I love seeing a 7 o'clock candle that'll push down and create a bottom wick and then start to break the highs to create its top wick to fill into a nice range. So it's really about the timing with some of these things. And this is good timing here. So we're gonna see if we can't get into gold buys here, maybe in a few minutes. We built a nice lower time frame support here as well. Seems like we're going to be breaking up through all this. So just be patient now and wait. And I'm going to be traveling later this week quite a bit. So this will be the only live stream that I'm going to do. I'm going to be pretty busy with things. So just looking through the list here. See Steven's in here. What up, Steven? Miles. tracking. Yeah, so we just got to be patient here. That's really it. I mean, it's pretty boring process. Just come in the morning on the 4 hour, find some clean ranges to trade, and then literally wait for the price action to set up. And if it doesn't, like there might be a morning or a day like where I just sit and price doesn't this price could just sit in this range, all day. Nothing could break out. So I and especially because it has to move so much now, like 70 pips to break out to the upside and another like 40 to break out to the downside. So GJ is not a quality trade to me today at all. It really isn't. Even gold, like, yeah, I mean, I like the sell side more, but we'll see what happens. If nothing sets up today, I would think gold's gonna make a move today. So that's gonna probably be what I trade. Somebody says when you draw your zones, what am I looking for? To primarily, oh, to trust the location. So what I'm looking for here when I'm drawing some things up like this is I'm really looking on the 4 hour, right? And what I kind of want to take into consideration, there's like a few different things. One second. I have a couple of Great Danes, and if they get the bargain, it gets pretty loud. So um but what I'm looking at is I'm looking for clean ranges. And what I mean by that is I don't want to trade in areas where it's chopped, like and things like this or things like this, right? What I'm looking for is when I look at this gold chart, I see below this four hour wick, right? The bottom of this wick, there's a clean range in here, back down towards the bottom of the support. So I find interest in these clean ranges to trade, to trade in those. Typically, they have those clean ranges will provide like cleaner moves. They don't always have to be clean. It can be pretty choppy, but you just want to put everything in your favor, like as much as possible. Same with like GJ, you can see a break below these wicks. There's a nice clean wick here, right? So I know that if price is to break this low again, chances are it's probably going to drop and fill this wick, right? To the upside, there is no clean range. So like I that is why I have no interest in this. And again, like price would make sense to sell off. We've been selling off for days. So why fight against that too? The clean range is to the downside, not the upside. So really, I come in on the 4 hour. I look, okay, if I'm going to run with the trend, where is the support going to break? Where's the clean range going to be at? And there's the clean range on GJ. So yeah, that clean range makes sense. And then on gold, the clean range to the sell side down here makes sense. You can see we're not trading a bunch of noise like this or like this. It's just a nice clean range here on these 1 hour candles. So that's typically what I look for, is just clean areas. And then you see to the upside, like breaking this 4 hour wick here. There's a clean range here on the 4 hour back up towards like 1732. But on the hourly, you can start to see a little more that price wicked off of this area before and a few times is wicked off over here. So that's why it makes sense to break that high and run up, 10 pips or so. But again, I'm not fully invested in the buys on gold. I feel like this thing's gonna drop and sell off today. So, and there's another thing, like since last year, I just go through at the end of each trading year and I look at a few things that work out and a few things that didn't work out. And last year, like anticipating a breakout, I could have just saved a lot of losses by just actually playing the breakout itself and not the anticipation. So what I mean by that is, let's say I think that the market is going to drop and fill a range. Like I would try to find a reason to enter while it was still up and wherever. And then let's say it had a pullback before it continued to drop. That pullback most of the time would take me out of the trade or cause me to hold on to the trade longer than I should. So that's why this year I'm just simply playing the breakouts. And then again, like we switched presidents, and Trump was a lot easier to trade under than Biden is. Biden's a bit more difficult to anticipate some of these other moves. So yeah, the fundamentals are just different this year. That's why I'm not going that route. So this year is just a lot of patience, but it's been a lot cleaner. It's been a lot cleaner year. Like compared to my year last year, around the same time, this is way cleaner. This year's just cleaner for me. It's a lot easier. I'm set same hours of the day every day. Last year I was trading like London session too. So I might be up London session straight through to New York, and then might take some trades late day that were just might have been some hindsight idiotic trades, but it is what it is. Nothing, can't really get too concerned with it.
Hey Tana, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, Trav King?
I'm doing well. I'm amazing. Glad you're
Oh,
here today. I was looking at your idea on gold and I like it. I actually like the idea on gold. I understand that you're expecting to fill a particular range. I mean, I'm actually waiting for the market to break out of that. What's actually holding it there? Once the market breaks out of that particular range on 15 minutes, once it breaks out of that range, and I think we have something that we could trade off of.
yeah.
I mean, for those guys that are not going to catch this breakout now, I mean, that's another opportunity that you could actually use and jump into this trade. Okay.
Yeah, so I executed a buy when we broke these wicks, and
Okay.
if this thing pulls, the way I'm going to manage this is if price starts to pull back into this range,
Okay.
then I'm going to cut things quick, because the market has already started. It's been moving down, right? So me to
Yeah.
catch these buys going kind of against trend, I'm really going to be picky with the drawdown here. So actually right now I'm going to set this trade to break even.
Okay. That's perfect. That's all right. So good. I mean, what I was expecting was the market actually gave what's it called? Today the market has presented the low of the day at London, gave the low of the day at London. Now, I mean, with the market has been going to the downside, but that does not mean that we couldn't catch a buy, even though it's not advisable to trade against the trend, which I understand the angle you're coming from. But from what I'm looking at here, I think on 15 minutes time frame, what I'm waiting for is like what you have right now. If this market closes like this, if the market closes like this 15 minutes candle closes like this, just the way it is right now, it means that the market has cleared away all of those short-term highs. And I'll wait for the market to come back down. I'll just pull out a Fibonacci on that zone and I'll buy the market. So hold on just a second. Let me see. Let
Yes.
me go to
So 1 second. So guys, just like explained, when I just like I explained everything, when gold was breaking these highs here, when we locked in a low here, I had explained how we built the support pre-New York, pretty obvious, and that this is going to be a break above these highs would be a buy, and running back up towards 1732.20 is going to be the target. I executed a buy when we broke. I exit
perfect.
this trade back up where I explained this 1 hour kept wicking off before with these other 1 hour wicks here. So the range on gold for me today is filled um, pretty quick. I mean, that was 14 minutes that the trade lasted, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and 14, 20, 25 minutes. I was on a little bit before the stream. So, maybe 25 minutes of patience for that. So not
Yep.
bad though. There's a clean range here on the 4 hour, like I explained before. This this 4 hour wick provided a clean range. Then we broke it down to a 1 hour. We saw the resistance here and here as well. And yeah, I mean, again, I explained the London pushed up, created a higher low, then built a support, another higher low, broke the highs, filled the range. So
I'm still looking for a buys. Yeah, I like it. I like the buys. I still like it. I like it. So from what I'm having here is seems like 1 second. Let me see some. So I think we could still get something here. Hold on, let me see. Okay, that's broken above it. That's broken above it, and I like that. So we could get a trade set up here for like a 20 pip stop. And so I'm going to be looking for, I just want to see the market on this 15 minutes time frame. I want to see this, I want to see a pullback back to where it broke out of. That's those highs that it cleared. I want to see if you look to the left, just there, just where you are exact, just go back to where you were. No, go back to where you were exactly there, that breakout point. You see those bearish candles
Mhm.
before that range broke up, the both of them. So what I'm expecting is if I pull out my fib on the two of those candles, the both of them, if I pull out my fib on the both of those candles, all I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for the market at the 50% on
Back.
just on just the on those bearish candles, the both of them. Just no, Tana. I mean, exactly there. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there.
So you're
Yeah.
waiting for like
So
1729.57.
yeah, I'm waiting for the market exactly around there, 50% exactly around 1728.50. That's what I have on my channel. I'm using Wanda.
This
Using the same.
thing, it's breaking these highs. It's probably gonna fill this range again too up here.
Yeah. Yeah,
I bet it's
I'm
gonna
expecting it.
push.
I'm expecting it to go all the way up to take away that high to the left. I mean, that's all. That's all. The market just what's it called? The market just melted, and I mean, we know that what happens on the left is going to happen on the right also at some point. So I think it's going to feel it all the way back. But what I'm waiting for is from now till I remember talking about it on the last Zoom. From now till 10, from now to 10 Eastern Standard. If the market comes back into that zone, I will pick a buy position. If it doesn't happen within that time frame I'm talking about, I'll let it go.
Yep. Yep.
So that's
So this somebody was explaining or asking before, when I draw my zones, what am I looking for? This and that. Like this is exactly it. This is what I'm talking about. Just an easy break, clean range, another easy break, clean range, another easy break, clean range. You know what I mean? It's just the same
yeah,
thing. You go look like on a 1 minute, there was a top created right here, and that's, this is just a smaller time frame support here, but same, you would treat this the same way I did down here, right? Executed the
yeah.
buy here, and price
Mm-hmm.
ran the same thing here. When this 1 minute candle breaks these highs, you would just
Mm-hmm.
be looking to fill that range again, and you would be trading it the same way, where if price started to drop back in the zone, there could be a bigger pullback, so you just cut your loss like 3 or 4 pips and maybe scale back in when it breaks those highs again. But it's clean 1 hour range above this wick. There was clean hour range above these wicks right here. And then there's still this clean range running back up towards like 1735, 664. So it could be that price really runs through this too. But yeah, after that one trade, that's it for me. As far as trading gold, that
Yep.
um
Feel
yeah,
you.
you guys have Trap King's idea as well. But yeah,
I feel you.
that's
So if
that's
that doesn't happen, if what I'm expecting doesn't happen within the next what's it called? Within the next 1
2 hours.
hour 45 minutes.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Next 1 hour, if I don't get an entry with that period of time, that time frame I called, then I'm not going to be trading gold today. Because like we talked about the last time, we're talking about like you see what we did on GU last time, Tana. You remember that
Yeah.
when I closed out on GU, I don't know if any of the other people that were on Zoom were able to like walk up and look at GU after that time frame that we're talking about. The moment that place I took the trade off of, I said I was done. What happened? The market went back down to our entry after that time frame. So it was crazy, and I was like, okay, I hope people listened. And but I'm liking GJ also for itself.
Yeah, me too. But the reason I actually didn't want to trade this today, I like the 4 hour clean wick here actually a lot. And I think this could be a mover late day, probably late day that fills this. But the only reason I didn't like this was because it would have to drop now again another like 50 pips just to break that. But
Mhm.
I didn't like the buy side because we're coming off of a big sell-off. And
Mhm.
I think that again, I think we end up breaking back below this and film this range. I'm not sure when, but Yeah, the better
So
trade
most,
for me was gold today, but I agree. I think this gets filled, but it just
so most
isn't
like
ready right now, you know?
so most likely what they're just doing right now is just collecting orders before they continue to move.
Yeah.
So I like the sell on GJ also.
Maybe
So
maybe if GJ, there's a nice clean 1 hour wick here. Maybe if this thing builds a
I mean,
resistance.
there's also just a second. Even if you live on the 1 hour, there's also just mark up that trap, then continue with your analysis and see if it lines up.
Right here, this one.
No, the one to the right. Yeah, that one right there. No, the one exactly. Yeah, that one.
So what I was gonna say was maybe,
So you can continue with your analysis from there.
yeah, so this trap's gonna be up here a bit, but what I'm looking
Yeah.
at is maybe if price can hold a lower time frame resistance like in this area. So
Okay.
let me quit extending these and let me clear up a little bit of noise here. But maybe if price can hold like below this level on a 15 minute, and then start to push up into this and kind of roll back over and break this 150, 125 again,
Mm-hmm.
probably starts to create a resistance here. And then it starts to trend back to the downside after that.
Price action, baby.
That's a probably good way to play it to fill this 1 hour wick again. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's a nice clean wick for 36 pips. It's not bad.
So. I mean, it's all about patience. I mean, the whole of the week, it was so my goodness. You know how I trade. I just look for my setups, I just pick them and I go. I was just blabbing on my Zoom on Friday and I called two setups and I woke up on Monday and they played. I was like, okay. I mean, people were so many people were not on Zoom. Okay, fine. Let me give another one. And I gave a gold and I gave a GA yesterday. I don't know if anybody took them, but those were amazing sales. Those were amazing setups, especially the buy on GA that we caught on London this morning. But right now, I'm looking at gold. I have gold trapped somewhere within a particular range. I have gold trapped in a particular range. That's a buy and a sell range. Now, this buy range is a range that we just did right now, but
Yeah.
the sell range is actually because I mean, like Tana earlier said, gold we're actually going down. It's like in a it's a bearish market kind of thing. And so I mean, every trader you've been told from time that you don't want to trade against the trend, but it doesn't mean you cannot catch opportunities that will give you that. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't buy when the market is a sell market. You just need to be skilled in doing that. I still have something on gold that could still sell at some point at what price? At about 1740. I still have something about 1740. Something about there, 1740. 1740.
So what program to use a trade? I'm not getting any audio. Stopped 5+ minutes ago. Anyone else not getting audio? Everyone else getting audio? Let me know if you guys can hear all right. I think everyone else can probably hear. Yeah.
So I mean, if I catch this buy on this buy right now on gold, I'm most likely going to take this buy all the way to like 1740. That's where I'm going to most likely take it to.
Did, yeah. This I would love to be bullish on gold long term. I'm gonna look at silver on some higher time frames too, because
Okay.
it'll be almost the same chart, and I don't have to clear all this. This is just a good. Sometimes I amaze myself at some things.
I mean, that's why we keep learning every day.
Sometimes I amaze myself. This is what's funny to me, and I don't even want to go on a kind of rant like this, but I was reading last night. Someone screenshot my Telegram and puts in their Telegram to watch out for me because this guy posts silver bars and cars and guns and blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and keep your eye on him and this and that. I, everything that I do in a Telegram channel is literally all free. I mean, for anyone who does like trade, this trade was given for free. For free, this is free money. So I don't understand how free can be a scam. It, I come in, I come in here every day and do the same thing over and over again. You would think by now people would do their homework or research and figure out, oh, someone in this world knows something that I don't know. And I
Yeah.
might just need to shut my mouth for 1 minute and learn instead of like talking about things I have no idea what I'm talking about. It makes no sense to me. It's unbelievable. It's
Bro,
literally
man,
it's
bro,
everywhere. It's unreal. I
bro,
don't get it.
bro, man. I'm telling you, you see this stuff, what you just said. Somebody once said, I read it somewhere. The person said, the way what I read was people that you need to really recognize your haters because what they have just proved is you are either doing something right or you are better than them. Because if you are not better than this person, why in the world is this person gonna hate on you?
I don't understand.
You understand? So it's just crazy. I mean, for you to be out there trying to like, yo guys, let's talk about the markets and all those. There are some people that will sit on your Zoom calls, okay, looking for how to steal concept from you to go sell it. And it's those same people that will still tell other people that man, this guy is a scam whenever you lose one trade.
I just
Those same people.
and listen, the idea that for the for anyone that's in here in the Telegram, that the silver that I posted in there is a link from Wall Street Bets. It's someone who bought like 3 metric tons or something that I thought was interesting that I shared. The link is in there with it. I didn't post it like it was my I didn't post it like it was mine. It clearly has a link to Wall Street Bets, to someone else's name, to someone else's profile. So I don't like just look at things on the internet before you talk or do anything. Like go do your own research with everything.
It's a
Like
shame though.
one picture of a car, like so what if I like cars, or so what if I like guns or anything? What does that have to do with anything? Doesn't even make sense. So
Did you?
just please, before people talk, if you're in here, just shut up and look for a little bit. Do your own research and look for yourself, because you might find out that, oh, hey, this person has some other recordings out. And if you go watch them, oh, there's a lot of value provided. Oh, there was once again free trades given out, free money. What a scam.
I mean, how would you come on Zoom and then Tana says I'm going to buy from here, or DraftKings says I'm going to sell from here, and then you put all of your money on that trade? Because I mean, every time we say this thing, we always talk about risk management. Manage your risk. Because guess what? We don't own the market. We expect the market to do certain things. I mean, you guys have been here. You have seen us lose trades. You have seen us win trades. And when the trade was lost, you saw how it was managed. You saw how we cut the loss short. But the wins, we saw how we won the thing. So I mean, it's just proper risk management that keeps you in the game the longest. The thing is, we're able to recognize when we are wrong and know how to block it out. I mean,
And
I'm still having that problem in cutting it out. I mean, because I already put my stop loss, but it's just risk management at the end of the day.
it's literally the same exact thing. It's I come in the morning, same time, I say these are my ideas, and then I execute on it, and I tell myself that, okay, if I'm going to execute above these highs, just like I said before, if this starts to close back into this range, I will close it, because I don't want to be stuck. I'm impatient with drawdown. Like I don't want to be negative on my money. And one thing I'm not going to do that after a while, I guess, when you've already been through the learning phase of blowing money or blowing accounts and this and that, you really get, it's like a robot. Like it's built into my brain to do the same thing over and over. Like if I get that drawdown, I will just close. I know my entry is going to come again, or another trade is going to set up. So I don't sit there and fret about I don't sit there and fret about, oh, I need to hold on to this or be emotional about it. Nothing like that. I've done all that before and it blew me up before. So But it's just the
And
same
shit, that stuff is
execution.
very annoying.
Yeah, it's it is what it is. It's all the same thing, and yeah. So GJ's not GJ. So for
Hold
GJ,
on.
for me to look at GJ bears again, I would have to see like a lower time frame resistance created off of this area here, like somewhere in this area, and then price to break back below this 150, 120 ish to continue back down. But yeah, I mean that's gonna take time to see. So no rush there.
Tana,
Yeah.
can you take a look at the gold I called?
Oh, did it hit your order?
Yep.
Oh my God, to a T. You're already up. How many pips? 50. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Just look at that beauty.
Oh my God. You cover some
I
money?
mean, guys, we can't make this thing up right in your faces. Look at this.
Nah, it's literally not made up. It's
What?
all live. I'll tell you this. There's not
Damn.
there's not a lot of people that can even have the confidence to talk about a live market. It's a lot of things you see all these people just talk a lot of crap on YouTube about these hindsight markets that move like 400 pips and how you should have been in here. Well, like no kidding. If I knew to be in there, I'd probably be a big millionaire too. So it's it doesn't make sense, but it's just I guess another scam, right? If anyone set an order where you told them to, they got scammed into making money today. So imagine that.
Maybe. Well, it's just I mean, man, this is fun, when it happens right in your faces and you're like, wow, wow, wow. I mean, it's fun winning, but guess what? When you lose, some people cry. But then I tell people, have the attitude towards losing. Let the attitude you have when you win and the attitude you have when you lose be the same. You win a trade, you're not excited. You lose, you're not down. The same emotions. You grow that way. Anybody you see coming to like, man, I called this trade 50 pips and it starts making noise all over the whole place. Shit, that person was just lucky. That person doesn't know nothing.
So someone asked, "Am I done with gold today?" Yeah, typically once I trade like one of my ranges and I net the money, or like let's say that somehow I lost gold down here, right? And I didn't catch it here, and I was looking at gold to trade again. Like what I would do is try to trade. I would see that we just created a big wick here, still all my normal analysis. And I would try to take the break of this 1 minute high here to fill this range, but I'm not going to take that. So if price like this breaking right now, I would execute that to then run towards like 1735.50 ish, right?
1740.
Yeah, because I know that a break above that 15-minute wick with a clean range would provide like a reason to trade
What?
that. So
Bro, what did we just do on Zoom right now?
everything. We literally did it all. We scammed everyone into making money, probably. Unbelievable. It's just funny to me. Live market, everything's talked about. Can't get any more. I don't know. It doesn't get any more like transparent than that, I guess. So
I
yeah,
mean,
if I missed my trade, that would literally like that is the kind of trading that I do, right? Like that is what I do. I look for nice, decent pullbacks to hold as supports. I look for price to break the highs because the way a trend works is you make higher highs and higher lows, right? So every time the highs break and make an impulse to the upside, there will be a support that gets created like this here. Then you'll get another break and an impulse to the upside like this. Then, maybe a pullback and highs created and things like that. So it's just, you could see it down here too, right? A big support created, price breaks the highs here, makes a big impulse, big support created, breaks the highs, impulse. It's just the same structure over and over. It's pretty simple actually, but I think a lot of people make this market or think it's impossible or like make it a lot harder than what it has to be. Really, Really, it doesn't have to be that hard. I don't understand.
Bro, it doesn't have to be that hard, man.
Not at
It
all.
doesn't.
It doesn't. And the thing
I
is,
mean,
too, a lot of people think like when they come into trading, they think that like they think they put in a lot of time. They think that they have, but a lot of people like if I were to and I don't mean this in like I don't mean this in like a big arrogant kind of way or anything, but if I were to compare their way of doing it or their way of working or their way of like how people talk about, oh, I spent a lot of time looking at it. It's just not working. Like I want to see their time looking at it compared to mine because I bet a lot of people show up in the morning, they just kind of chicken scratch some stuff, take a dumb trade, lose, then they just get off and probably they just do some dumb stuff. Go, sit on the couch, eat some potato chips and watch the movie that they missed from the night before. So that kind of idea to me, like just show up for weeks, for months. You don't even have to place a trade. Just watch the market every day, like for months. Just watch it live, like every day, same time. Not anything crazy. Don't sit there for like 15 hours, 10 hours straight and watch it. Just like, an hour or two a day. Understand during times of volume like New York sessions, you'll be able to see these kind of times when these markets will make these impulsive moves that you can get behind. And then yeah, you can go from there. But yeah, a lot of people just don't eh, the idea that it's hard or can't be done, this and that.
the market
I
is just playing around in your range.
Yeah. Yeah, so but by now, yeah, I'm like again, I only took the one trade here, but I explained the break into this range. I just explained the break in this
Yeah.
range. Trap King
Yep.
explained the buy back down when it literally wicked down to a T back over there. So the whole idea, you just show up and learn, just show up and just watch it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have
Wow.
FOMO if you miss a trade or whatever, like just leave it alone.
So hold on, Simon. Now, guys, listen up. For those guys that are on no risk platform, I mean, you guys already know how we do. And for those guys that are not yet on the platform, I would advise that you guys kindly hop on. Why? Because now what Tanner has just explained, he just gave you a tip. He just gave you a tip. He hasn't really done anything as far as I'm concerned. He just gave you a little of it. But would it be okay if you came on and Tanner gives you everything and he showed you how it's done? And then because I have something for the people tomorrow, I want to show them how I actually caught this particular trade right now that I just said I called right now. I have it for the people tomorrow. So I mean, you need to get on board. Get on board. Get on board. Let's show you guys the way. Let's show you how we're able to do this, and then you can do it yourself. I mean, it's not new, you know.
Yeah, so like these lives, no, I'm gonna try to do like two for the public every single week, but yeah, I mean, I don't ever like I don't know if we'll ever talk about our group or anything like that. It's just it'll all people find out eventually. They talk, people get in, blah blah blah. It is what it is. We're not any
Yeah.
like we don't need the people there, right? That's why I still do this for free every week a few times. So it's like just show up and
I mean, it's
enjoy.
just for their own good, you know.
Yep. Show up and enjoy.
Oh my God, go,
Yeah,
go,
it's
baby,
ripping. Oh my
go, keep going. 1740.
So that 4 hour
That's
wick now filled to the upside. We're pretty much filled that range. So from there, like this 4 hour wick will be filled up here at like 1736. And your idea of 1740 up here would be like filling this 4 hour candle here. But there's a lot of noise that's going to get in the way over here. So we'll see. We're going to see what happens here. But one thing I want to look at, because gold and silver correlate like 85%. I want to look at silver and see something. I want to look at the higher time frame here.
so while you're looking at the higher time frame, just so you know, I'm not done with this gold. Just to let you know, I'm not done with this gold buys. I'm not done with it. I'm going to go back here because I'm looking at something. It may not play out now. It may play out tomorrow. It may play out next. But what I'm saying is gold may have just given us the low of the week.
Yeah, and And you know that the dollar is pretty interesting too, because on the daily it topped out up here. And last week I talked about how I wanted to see price close back below this daily high. And I
Mhm.
think that if we can start to break this daily support here, this will be pretty significant for the dollar. If this daily support will break, and today, like the change of days after Asian, well, going into Asian session today, if this low, the high breaks, and we have like a few 4 hour candles close below this,
Mhm.
I think we might have maybe um we might have a weekly, we're gonna have a weekly high, probably a monthly high created on the dollar, I think. And this is pretty significant for the rally on the metals to pick back up, right? I talked about there's a few ways that, so the dollar and the metals have an inverse correlation, meaning typically they do the opposite. I don't trade that intraday, but I track the dollar like on a higher time frame on a monthly. I track it to see, where is some points where the market can turn around, to know
Okay.
where the metals will lock in some lows so I can trade the metals too, or to lock in
Mhm.
highs so I can short the metals. But one thing with the dollar you can see is last time we if we go back on a weekly on the dollar during coronavirus, there was kind of a rally, a short-term rally in the dollar that broke the highs here, and price kind of closed back into that range and melted off. I'm thinking that maybe we broke the highs here, price is closing back into the range again. Maybe we see the dollar have a meltdown, and this, the metals are really going to boom when we get back down towards these lows on the dollar here, when we get break back down towards these lows, the metals are really going to be healthy. And I think when that happens, that the next time we head towards these lows break and the dollar is going to have a pretty significant drop, which is going to give a huge push in the metals. So I'm waiting on these lows to break. When these lows really break, right? When these lows really break, I anticipate gold and silver are going to absolutely rip. So that is where I'm really being patient at on
I'm
swinging the metals is
I'm
here.
just kind of anyways, what? Unfortunately, I'd already done that earlier. I mean, we talked about what's it called? That was for the group, not for the people here. I mean, for the group, we talked about EU, even though we're not going to look at EU here. Just look at what's happening with all the pairs that have dollar as its what's it called? As its minor.
Yeah.
XXX USD. They're
Yes.
all going, they're all
TU
going
start going
crazy.
up. Yeah. Oh, I have
Breaking
some.
news, whatever it is, we don't care. We didn't even, bro. Did you realize that we didn't even check the news?
Yeah. I don't even. Let me see something. Let me see. So the news. Let's
Let's
see. Let's see what's happening this week. We had.
go 1740.
Oh,
Woo!
there's positive. This is funny. There's positive U.S. news today at
Mm-hmm.
7:30 in the morning, and gold's going up and the dollar's going down. See, this is why I don't. This is why I don't pay attention to news in the market like this, because these numbers really don't mean anything to me. Like that it's showing positive numbers in the U.S. dollar today, uh, and I didn't even look at it. And look, the U.S. dollars, the metals are going up, and the U.S. dollar's melting. So I don't even know. It's just that's why I
Just look
don't
at
pay
it.
attention to news. Let's see. Let's see a
Mhm.
few things though. We got U.S. news. So core, we have the retail sales coming out Thursday as well. I'm gonna be gone then. I ain't even gonna worry about it. Tomorrow is my last day trading. Powell's gonna speak at 11 a.m. So I don't really care what that clown
So
has to
what I
say
just did was
either.
I just closed out on the gold.
You just closed your gold.
Yep, done with it.
Wow.
That's why I was waiting for it. So I'm done.
Wow.
I'm expecting gold to
Checked where it currently is. I'm expecting it to like pull back a bit
Wow.
where it currently is.
So there it is, 1740. Imagine that. We talked about gold to 1740 today, and everyone was scammed into either watching us make money or making money themselves. So there you go.
1740, baby. That's how we roll.
Perfect to a T. Dude, if it goes through there, oh my God. Let me go back and look at silver some more though. I wanted to look, I was explaining the dollar to you guys about, yeah, once the dollar breaks these daily lows and melts down, we're gonna see a continued push in the metals. But what I'm really watching is these monthly lows again. When those monthly lows break, um, this dollar I think is going to have a pretty significant meltdown. My next target area is like 80 something. And I think we're going to see some minor supports on the way and some bounces. It's not going to fall straight down, but I think that when that happens, we're going to see gold. We might have seen gold lock in a monthly low, and we might see a big pushback up in gold as well as silver too. Really, silver hasn't sold off that hard, but we're holding on to these daily lows here. And yeah, I think if we can break out above like 25.62, might be a nice push to the upside after that. But overall, this so far anyways, this rally could turn around. This is a good rally for the metals. 1.5% move today on silver.
I mean, look at it. Gold wants to go through that zone. But I mean, I'm down. I'm over. I'm over with this. I'm over. Out.
Oh, let's check something on GJ too. Wow. So look, GJ broke that level I was talking about. Sold off a little bit. Let's see if this thing continues to drop today. That was about 8 pips. So maybe it's going to continue to fill this 1 hour wick down here. This area looks a little better. Nice support here. 1 hour wick fill.
Is there any more trades you're looking at? Because I guess I'm already done for the day. I want to go back watch a movie.
Nah, that's it for me. I'm just gonna maybe ramble on a little more about, who knows, maybe I'll answer some little bit of some questions if anyone has any. But no, that's it for me, man. I was just looking for GJ sells back below this support to go down, and then that didn't happen, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, so I knew I had to. Gold was the better idea, and yeah, I mean, we explained multiple trade ideas all the way to the target today, 1740. Explained everything really.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna be hopping off this call. Sana, let's do this again.
Tomorrow, same time, but yeah, I'm gonna travel later this week quite a bit, so that's gonna be it for me.
Not a problem. I'm gonna be there with you.
All right, bro. I'll see
All
you
right,
tomorrow.
take it easy. Safe.
Yeah, so anyone else have any questions? Anyone at all? Might be a bit confusing too. Do I use indicators? Nah, don't need indicators. No indicators. Let me answer some of these. 1 minute, new to this XRP. Let me see something here real quick. I'm trying to figure out. No, you didn't miss XRP. I didn't go over it. Do I have a setup? What is my Telegram? Here, 1 minute. I got an idea. Let's do this. The Telegram is gonna be, let's see here. Yeah, so the Telegram's in the chat right here. You should be able to join that. XRP, do I have a setup video? I don't know what you mean by a setup video. XRP, I don't trade XRP. I sold all my crypto already, so I'm assuming it's bullish because I'm bullish on Bitcoin. But yeah, to me, there's not enough technicals to really trade it too much. I mean, go look at this thing. Its chart's pretty ugly, honestly. It looks like it's running to its all-time highs, maybe. So I don't know. I don't know much about crypto, honestly. I really don't. I have some friends that do that I sometimes kind of talk to or whatever about it, but yeah, I don't know too much, honestly. I just track it now because I think Bitcoin, um, I think Bitcoin has quite a bit to go, and I think people need to be a little more innovative with their ideas. Some people, I don't trust it and this and that. Like, who cares? It's technology. It's probably here to stay. So I don't know. I don't know too much about it. I don't have money in it. I don't really get too concerned about anything with it, honestly. But there's the pound yen too, right? We literally talked about this thing creating resistance here, price turning around, breaking back below that support, dropping off. I think everything here went as planned today. Live market, no hindsight, no, none of that. No one got scammed. 14 pips already. Nobody got scammed. None of this nonsense. What would be a good price to buy silver? Silver is always a buy for me. Always. At any price. $100 an ounce, it's a buy. How do I calculate 2% stop loss? So easy. Well, let's think about it this way. Every week, I'm really using the same amount. So I go at the beginning of the week and I say, what is 2% of my account? And yeah, that's what I do. It's that simple, really. I say I can risk X amount and then I put it into stop loss form. So I guess one way, I guess, to kind of break this down is, let's say let's say we have, okay, let's say we have 25,000, right? And this morning, you guys can go back and watch this, but I explained the buys on the break of these highs on gold today. And let's say that I had 25,000, right? And I want to trade 2% of 25,000. That's $500. So then what I do is I go and I say, okay, if my stop loss is 8 to 10 pips, like it typically is, gold sometimes a little more, like 15 pips. What I'll do there is I'll take that 500 and let's say it's 15 pips and I'll divide it by 15. So I'll get 33.3, right? So then I just put that as my lot size. Might be confusing because some people don't understand lots or don't understand pips or this and that, but it's going to come over time. But I promise if I can figure it out, everyone can. I failed math. Like I sucked at math during school. I'm not a good test taker. I'm not good at math. Never have been, nothing like that. I think I understand like risk more than anything. I don't tolerate risk. So I'm pretty conservative person by nature, so I don't get crazy with things. I hope that makes sense the way I broke that down. Yeah, so like again, or if I want a 10 pip stop, then I know like, okay, if I were to take 500, which is 2% of 25,000, and I were to divide that by 10, I get 50. So I know if I entered a trade on that break and I had a 10 pip stop, like my stop loss goes right there. 2% is 2% no matter what, right? It doesn't matter if it doesn't even matter if I want a 50 pip stop, right? No matter what, I can change the lot size to 50 pips. I can still risk 2%, or 10 pips. I can risk 2%. It's the same exact thing. It's just numbers. That's all it is. You're just changing the lot size, you know? So with a 10 pip stop, I'll be using $50 a pip. Every pip this trade moves, right? You make, in that case, $50 or whatever it is, right? You can have a smaller lot size, 10 cents a pip. But you know, if you have a range that's filled and you typically pull 10 pips on your profit, we'll do the math, right? If you risk 10 the other way and you make 10 the other way, well, you just made 500. So that's how that goes. After a while, you get used to it, right? I know that whatever I want to risk on my account in the beginning of the week, I'll never risk more than 2%, but whatever that balance is, I just say, okay, this is 2%. And typically, especially on GJ, my stops are 8 to 10 pips. Gold can sometimes be 15. So I'm either going to use $50 a pip or I'm going to use $33 a pip, right? So I have to figure out at the time, do I want to type in 3.33 or do I want to type in 5.0 on this on the lot size? Then I just use it. So it looks like GJ broke those lows that we talked about, dropped about 15 pips. So that was a trade we talked about in the beginning. I didn't take it, but why are stop losses 8 to 10 pips? Because it's just not necessary for me to risk any more money than that. For me, these are breakout trades. So go look at gold, right? Today, if we go look at gold, the breakout trade, this kind of volume I anticipate where price just breaks out and runs to my target. That's what I want every single time. So what I don't want is price to pull back, then me to get stuck in some stupid drawdown and hold for 18, 20 pips, this and that. It just makes no sense. I'm looking for a specific range to price to push into. And when it happens, I'm looking for price to fill that range almost immediately. I don't play around. I don't need to have a bigger stop. Yeah. So these trades are pretty quick. And I don't need to be in it for longer than I need to be in it. It just doesn't make there's no logic with it. So that's why it's 8 to 10. 8 to 10 on GJ because GJ, look at gold here. Look at how volatile this is. This is 15 pips this quick, 18, 20 pips. Look at GJ. This drop here, like this is only 13. And this is a probably a bigger move. So it's less volatile, which means if it shoots up in a wick like this against me, let's say I was short here for whatever reason and the price moved against me on gold, like that would probably be a 20 pip wick. On GJ, it's like half of it. So that's why on gold, I give a little bigger stop loss, but still again, like on GJ, I risk 8 pips to 10 pips at 2% because I can just tweak the lot size. Then on gold, I'll risk like 10 to 15 pips and still the same 2% gets risked because I just changed the lot size. So 2% is 2%. A lot of people get confused about that. Don't overthink it. No, I don't take any pullback. So again, if you weren't on here earlier, we talked about gold this morning, right? The way I come through here and break all this down is I start on a 4-hour and I ask myself, where are clean ranges at, right? And on gold, before we had any of this, I'll erase everything, right? We came in here this morning and we had there was clean ranges underneath this 4-hour wick here, down here, back down to like 17, 22, 40. So we had clean range to push back down into the support, meaning that if we broke this wick down here, that price was going to continue into this range to fall back onto the support here, right? So I look for clean ranges. A clean range underneath that would be a break of this wick here and a push back down into the support, right? Nice clean range, nice clean range. Now on the buy side, we had an idea that there was going to be a break above this 4-hour candle and that we had clean range. There was a few clean spots, right? We had this 4-hour wick to the upside, which gave nice clean range. Then if we go to the 1-hour, we had this resistance here we were looking at. So we had a break above these highs. We were looking at a clean range right here, back up into this resistance. That was our first move. And then our break out of there was going to be to fill this nice clean 1-hour range. Then the break out of there would be to fill this nice clean 1-hour range, right? So that's how I look for my target areas and breakout areas. Then I just go to a lower time frame and I just kind of look at where lower time frame price is. And last night during London, we locked in pre-London a low. We created a higher low. Then this morning, New York session, we created this low here, this support. And then price gave a nice bullish 15-minute close pre-New York, and then we broke the highs here to continue filling that range, broke the highs here to fill into this range, then broke the highs again up here to fill back towards 1740, which everything was talked about real time. It wasn't hindsight. Right now it's hindsight, but everything was broke down real time. So you can go back through. I'll have this recording posted later on, so everyone can go back through and listen to it, watch it. So yeah, that's pretty much it though, right? Caught the trade I wanted on gold, and that's it. Like once I catch my trade a day, I'm just done. I'll sit here and watch a little bit throughout the day, just see what price does. And I have my quotes on my phone too, so I like just random times throughout the day. I just get interested. I don't check my phone because I'm in a trade. I'm not in a trade. I'm out of everything by 9 a.m. And um sorry, I'm reading something. I'll be out of the trade same time, manage everything the same way every day, but I track the price of everything throughout the day. I see what the metals are doing. I just check on the dollar, just little things throughout the day, nothing crazy. I'm not getting all worked up about price action and trading it, blah blah blah. Same thing every day. So the dollar's really taking a hit today, and I thought these daily lows were going to break too, so it makes sense. If they break, it's going to be good for the metals anyways. So I have to see what happens here. Keep an eye on that later today. Yeah, silver, nice rally last night and this morning so far. Yeah, so I guess any more questions from anyone? Yeah, what's up, all newbies in the house? So then I guess I have to ask, did anyone execute on any trades, whether it was gold buys, whether it was GJ sells below the support? Did anyone execute on any trades? Anyone? Gold buys? Doug with the gold buys. Yeah. Anyone else? So man, somebody here today got scammed into making money. That's funny to me. Nice. Gold for someone else as well. Yeah, it's good to be scammed sometimes. Yeah, and if you're like new to trading, like don't get FOMO to where you think you need to, execute on things right away, and don't get like that. Just take your time. You're not going to get rich quick. You are not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to, this game takes forever. It is not a get rich kind of thing. It takes a long time. Yeah, you use 2% of my account total. And I don't even let that 2% get hit as well. It's there in case the market makes a wick against me that happens so fast that I can't manually get out. My stop loss is a 2%, but again, I'd never let it get hit. I'll cut loss majority of the time, probably I'll majority of the time I'll cut a loss probably half or quarter of what I expect. But again, there's those times, it is the nature of the market. Sometimes things aren't going to go completely as planned. You're going to have things run against you. You're going to get stuck here and there with a wick, blah, blah, blah. Like, it is what it is. That's just the name of the game. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to manage it. That's it. I always close early. So like on gold here, right? I would have had I had 2% risk on the table. And like I explained, go back through and listen, because I said in here when this broke out that if price started to drop back below this zone, I would close my trade, right? So I put 2% risk on the table here and I had a 10 pip stop. So now if price started to break back below this, if price started to break back below this level here into this zone, I would have closed probably half. I would have closed 1% loss. Is somebody asked me, is it possible to make 500 and 900 a week? Look, anything's possible. For you to come in as a new person and do that though, it's highly unlikely. So let me just, shoot your idea down real quick. Probably not. Now, after you take a long time to actually learn, sure, anything's doable. It's again about kind of work you're going to put into it. And I know people's ethics nowadays, it sucks. So I don't know. I don't know you as a person. I don't know how much work you're willing to put in, but just to think you're going to come in and make 500, 900 bucks every week and everything's going to be, the best thing in the world and you're going to buy supercars, it's probably not a good idea. Just learning, grateful help us. Can I share a link that has a complete program? So I don't ever talk about anything with the group on free calls. Really, I don't promote any of my anything. I just don't. I firmly believe that if people find value in what I do for free, people will find out more about me in depth if they want to. So I don't ever talk about anything. So you'll I don't think I might not say like never, but you'll probably never see me share a link to, in private I will, but I'll never just drop one to everyone. I don't like that. People are interested, they'll ask, they'll figure out everything. But I've finally gotten to the point that I'm not trying to catch every top or bottom. Do I trade options? Nah, no options. I used to trade in the stock market like probably 4 years ago. And the way I would do that is I would go look at companies' earnings and just do some digging on the company and see how they did the previous year during that quarter and all that. And I would trade the earning reports post market. But yeah, I don't trade options. And trying to catch every top or bottom gets toxic after a while. So let's see, like GJ, this was an idea, right, that I had later in the day. Well, that I had earlier in the day, this morning, was that when we broke these 4-hour lows here, there would be a wick fill that happens to clean up this clean range. So like this, I'm not taking this trade again. I'm done today, but the idea that this is breaking this low, the way I manage these again is I would put like 2% risk on here, and my target would be to fill back down into that range. And I would have like a 10 8 pip stop here, and I would have like 10 8 pip target to really start scaling out. And if price started to return back into the range, like I would close a way smaller loss than what I would up here. So like with price moving like this, I would be at break even right now. And in anticipation that this volume is going to continue driving price back down to fill these 1 hour wicks and this 4-hour wick here. So yeah, That's how I would manage that. And again, this was all talked about hours ago before price even, I mean, we talked about price topping out over here, breaking the lows, sells from up here on GJ, the market dropping down, breaking into this range, cleaning up the falling into this range. So look, this is important here, right? That I notice my volume and I just trade with it. And this thing just dropped after it broke this like 8 pips. So that's why I just set it at break even, because if it's going to run into my target, like it is, and if not, I don't want to deal with the drawdown, right? So if anything, I don't know how I would have managed that real time. Maybe I would have covered the money at 8 pips, but now me setting it, if I were in it at break even, I don't have to deal with this now, because now if you weren't at break even, like then you're dealing with drawdown, right? And this goes back to how do I manage it or whatever. That 10 pips would be somewhere up here or whatever. When this starts to break against me, like, and I'm halfway into what I allocated towards a loss, I would just close out to take half of what I anticipated. So yeah, I mean, GJ still, we again talked about it from all the way up here, price breaking the lows, melting off to fill this 1 hour wick. And then when price broke this range to continue falling back down to clean up this 4 hour wick here. So price broke into it. I just explained it live that, yeah, I would be at break even now, blah, 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 and anticipation that price continued lower. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not in it. I wasn't in it. So I don't know if I would have covered here towards like 9 pips or not, but yeah, I explained the break even, explained everything. So just another trade idea explained. So if somebody paid attention from earlier, may have got scammed into some more money today or a break even trade. All right, newbie, I'll see you probably in the morning or this evening. Yes, catch you this evening. Man, gold and silver having some nice rallies today. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny to me. I seen the post and thought, wow, people just have no idea really. They really don't. I think, if people were to just come on to the stream and just listen, it's, I don't get it. Like you aren't forced to do anything. So you literally get to watch a market broke down for free live. I don't think a lot of people get these opportunities to see these kind of things, and it's valuable, So, if anything, you learn a little bit. There's no scamming to be had. And look, I can't help who shares I can't help who shares my links. I can't help who shares my groups. I can't help who says, hey, this guy is a good trader and he knows a lot about something. And if you are interested, hop on and follow him. I can't help anyone who does that. If they do it, cool. That just means that at one point they found value in something that they saw as well. So yeah, I can't help any of it. People are going to do what they want. So any more questions at all? If not, uh yeah, this is all recorded from the very beginning before any of our first trade, anything even took place. This is all, everything's recorded. So that'll be dropped in a few spots, and then later today And yeah, you can rewatch it all. Just clear up the chart so it's not looking noisy. So yeah, if there's no more questions, I think this is gonna be it for me today. Yeah, again, I'm traveling. My birthday's this weekend, so I'm traveling quite a bit this week to a few spots, and then I come back Monday and probably go live again next week on Thursday, I would assume. Maybe Thursday and Friday, or maybe I might do 3 days. I might do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see about things. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna take the rest of the week off after tomorrow morning, and then just chill out and then go hang out with some friends over the next week. Just travel around a bit. So yeah, that's gonna be it though. I will see you guys probably sometime. Some of you will be seeing this week, but I'll see everyone again next week, and everyone can get scammed into making some more money, and we'll just go from there. So yes, thanks for the birthday wishes. Everyone take it easy. I'll post a recording later today as well too, so you guys can rewatch it. But all right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys.